Right, hello YouTube, I'm back. Sorry about that quick dive off there, because that phone ran out of battery, so I couldn't keep recording. Anyway, if I make any mistakes, it's because the recordings you've just been watching were recorded on Wednesday night. It's now Sunday morning, and I'm now able to continue. I've had quite a busy schedule in the last couple of days. Sorry about that. Okay, so where we were, if I remember rightly, is this guy was attacking this rod and bell with his charge attack, and he flipped a 6 to hit her, and she was yet to flip to work out what her defense was. So here's her defense flip. That makes it a 15, because she's got 12 from the card, and if you look at her card, defense of 3. So that's that. The little ice cannon over here. In this combat, he's got a 6, and his CB with his claws is 5. So he needs a nice high card to beat that, and there's a little leaf in his hand. Nothing. Now I've actually just realised he charged this turn, and when you charge into an attack, you get to flip 2 cards and pick the highest, which I forgot about, so he actually does get to flip another card. Not that that matters, because it's a 1. So that attack has missed. Okay. That's his activation over, because it costs 2 actions to charge, and he spent both of his actions to charge into combat with her from where he was over here somewhere. Okay, so that's both of their activations over. Right there. Let's activate Seamus. Actually no, we'll activate Sybil first. Sybil is also going to declare a charge. Now if you look at her stat, she has a charge stat of 6. And I've just realised my tape measure isn't here, it's in my car. That's a pain. Okay, well what we're going to do anyway is we're just going to charge her 6. The treasure counter doesn't actually count as being there, it counts as just being on that mum's base. So I'm just going to charge her to there, because that's easily within 6, especially because of his +2 ability, so she's easily in range for that charge. Okay, so she's now going to attack, and she's going to make an attack with the Iron Fan, which gives her a CB of 4. So she's on 13. And the Ice Cannon flipped a 2. Well done, Mr. Ice Cannon. That's against his defense, which is, as you can see there, also it's this one here, 4. So he's on 6. So he's losing that duel at the moment. He's going to cheat fate to make him losing it by less. There we go. So he's now not losing it by 7. Yeah, by 7. He's now losing it by 5. Which produces a -1 modifier on Sybil there. So she's actually now flipping 2 cards and picking the lowest. Is she going to cheat fate though to make herself be hitting him harder? Well, let's have a look at her hand. She really isn't, because just like what's it called? Ratatina's hand, her hand is shocking. So she's flipping 2 cards and taking the lowest. So it'll be weak damage then. Weak damage with the Iron Fan is 1. Now let's just have a look at her triggers. So what a trigger is when you flip to hit somebody, you look at the suit you get. So we'll take these 2 damage cards out of the way for a second. You look at what she hit with the flip. She hit a crow. So let's have a look at her card. See that? She has these triggers: Rot, Rough Trade, and Fester. So let's have a look at those. So let's start with Fester. After hitting Defender with an Iron Fan, we did that. Defender receives -2 walk and -1 walk and -1 charge until the end of the turn. That's pretty awesome. Rot. You need 2 crows for Rot. We only got 1, so we haven't got that one going off. If we'd used the riding crop, we would have already had a built-in crow, so Rot would have gone off. But we didn't. Probably should have used the riding crop, to be honest. In fact, yeah, definitely shouldn't have. Rough Trade. again, it's a riding probability rough trade. So that fails, but we have done 1 point of damage to the Ice Gammon. Now the Ice Gammon has armour of +1. If you can see there, armour +1. And the way that works is you minus the amount of damage he has in armour from the amount of damage he takes. So he should technically take 0, but you always take a minimum of 1. So, dot. He's been injured. Okay, so that's Sybil's activation. She's charged into combat, and she's done that. Now, what I've actually just realised, and something I've made an error with, I really shouldn't have done this, but oh well, is Sybil's Call Bell ability. If I'd done that back here, I could have called this, when Sybil was back here, I could have called this bell back to me and then charged in. So I'm going to cast Call Bell now, see if I can get it off. It's quite a hard spell to cast, let's just have a look at it a second. Wonder Souls needs a 15 and a mask, so that means I need a 9 or higher with a mask. No, that fails, and again, I haven't got anything in my hand that can help me there. So, that's Sybil's activation over. We've got one more activation to go on the Arcanist side, which is the Ice Golem. So let's just have a quick look at what he's going to do. Now he's affected by undead psychosis at the moment, so he's not allowed to come within 3 inches of an undead model, and he is. So he's got to move back. He's got to try and get away. So he's going to take a walk action to leave. And to do that, he has to try and break away from combat. So the Rotten Bell gets to make an attack against him, and if she hits, he is locked in combat. So here's his defense flip, because we're here. Oh great. He got roll flip to 1, and he has a defense of 2. It's not looking very good for you, Mr. Ice Golem. And she is going to use her teeth and nails, and she flips an 8. As you can see, and she's got a CB of 6, if you can see that. Anyway, CB 6 with her teeth and nails. So he definitely needs to be a 14, and he can't. So he's going to try and break away again. Oh wait, no, he can't, sorry. When you do that, your activation immediately ends. So that's the end of the Ice Golem's activation. That ain't good for the Ice Golem. Okay, last up, it's Seamus's activation. Here he comes. This is the one we're going to go through and kind of actually explain things with. So he's going to just take one walk to here, putting himself within 6 of the Ice Golem and within range with his pistol. And he's then going to shoot at the Ice Golem. So we're going to do a shot to start with. So he's got a CB of 5 with his flintlock, and it does a serious amount of damage to this weapon. Now he's shooting at a model in combat, so he looks. So it's a -1 modifier on the flip. So he's going to flip 2 cards and take the lowest because he's shooting somebody in combat. He's going to be adding his CB of 5, and he's targeting against the Ice Golem's defense, which, as we saw a second ago, is 2. So let's give that a go. So he flips 7 and a 1. Fantastic, Seamus, you tool. Okay, he's definitely not on the ball today. And the Ice Golem flips a 9 there, if you can see that. That gives him a total of 11. Okay, so Seamus is on a total of 6 at the moment. It's Seamus' turn to cheat Fate or burn Soulstones. Because he's a master, he can burn Soulstones to flip additional cards. So he's going to cheat Fate and play a 6. Ah, wait, no, sorry, he's on a negative twist. You can't cheat Fate when you're on a negative twist. So he can only burn Soulstones, which is exactly what he's going to do. He's going to use 1 Soulstone to flip a card. And he gets an 11, which he adds in. So he's now on a total of 17. There's nothing the Ice Golem can do about that. That's pretty brutal. But we've had to take one of these counters out because he's used one. Okay, that's how it works. You add the number in. You don't replace the card like you do with the cheating of Fate. You add the number in. So he's flipped a 1, because he has to take the 1. and he's flipped an 11, so he takes that as well, so that's 12, and he adds his stat line of 5 for a total of 17. He's targeting an Ice Golem, who's got a total of 11, 9 and 2. So there's a difference of 6, which means he flips 1 card and no modifier. And it's another severe. That's pretty brutal. Seamus has the most deadly weapon in the game, but he can only use it once per turn. It's this weapon here, which has a damage of 4, 6, 7. That's a severe damage. So the numbers go weak, moderate, severe. So he's done 7 damage. That's his severe. That's pretty brutal. The Ice Golem only has 9 wounds. Now, if you remember rightly, I did cast the armor spell on the Ice Golem, and he already has an armor of +2. And the armor spell gave him a further +2, for a total of +4. So he takes 3 wounds from that damage. Okay, Seamus, though, isn't liking that. He's going to continue his attack with a spell called Live for Pain. Now, this one might even ignore armor. Remember, there's a couple of abilities in this game that do. So, we'll just have a quick look. So you've got a spell down here somewhere. Live for Pain, this one. No, Live for Pain is 6-inch range, and it's damage 225, and Seamus will heal 1 wound for every wound he does. Okay, so he's going to try and cast that now. Gets a 9. That spell casts on 14, so he's got 15 total. And it's you defend against that one with your defense. It's not something the Ice Golem likes defending with, because his defense is his lowest stat. And he flips a 3, so there's really nothing he can do about that, because even with the cards in his hand, he can't play anything better. The Ice Golem has a shocking hand this turn. Okay, so Seamus has got a total of 15, the Ice Golem has a total of 5 for a modifier of 10. Now at 10, anywhere between 6 and 10 gives you no modifier. I will pull the table up in a second so that you can see this. So he's just flipping 1 card, and that's the amount of damage he's doing. So it's weak damage, which, as we saw when we opened the card up, was over here, which, if you can read that, it's 225. So he inflicts 2 damage on the Ice Golem. And that is where we're going to end Seamus's turn, I think. Actually, no. Let's just have a quick look. No, we are. We're gonna end that there. So we're going to end Seamus's turn. So I'll mark off that damage. It's just 1 point, because he's got 4 points of armor, and then we'll end that turn. Okay, thank you. Bye. Right, and we're back again. So I'm just going to open the book up here now. So I'm opening it to the reference page right at the back. As I say, we're going to use Seamus as a good demonstration. So when we get around to his turn, we'll go through and explain it using the book. Okay, so we're going to flip for initiative now. So here's Rasputina's flip of 12, and Seamus's flip of 1. Once again, Seamus fails to go first. Okay, so what we're going to do now then, is we're going to have the Ice Gammon activate first, here. And he's just going to attack that. First of all, he's going to activate his ability Bite of Winter, so he does additional damage. And then he's going to make a melee attack against the Rotten Bell. So here that goes. And he's flipped a 3 to hit her. Well, that's not much use. Here's her defense flip of 11. So she's got a defense of 3, if we can see that. And he's got a CB of, let's pick him up, 5 with his Icy Claws. So he's on a total of 8 and she's on a total of 14. He kind of does want to hit her, so he's going to cheat Fate from his hand. Take that up to a 15. Now she's going to need a 12 or higher, which, as we can see there, she hasn't got that in her hand, so she is hit but only with with a bonus of 1, so it's 14 to 15. So let's have a look at this table here. Combat total modifier. If the difference is 0, then it's negative 2. If it's a difference of 1 to 5, it's negative 1. If it's a difference of 6 to 10, there's no negatives or positives. And if it's a difference of 11 plus, it's a positive of 1. And this is your damage chart and your healing chart, which we'll get to both of those in a second. So he's on a negative 1, so it's 2 cards, moderate and weak. Okay, now thinking about it, she also has another ability called Hard to Wound 1, which imposes an additional negative 1. So it's actually 3 cards, and that gets rid of a nice powerful card. He doesn't like that at all. So he has to hit the lowest one, which is this one, which is, as you can see there, weak damage. Which for an Icy Claw looks like 2 to me. But remember, he's got his Bite of Winter ability up, and she doesn't wear armor, so that turns it into 3. So let's just go and have a look at that very quickly. 3 damage does kill her. Okay. But she has an ability called Slow to Die, which she's going to use now. So let's her make one action out of sequence. So what she's going to do, and let's her make effectively one action when she as she dies. So when she dies, she can make a single action. So she's going to use her Teeth and Nails action. And she's going to use it on the Ice Gammon who attacked her. She's not very happy about him, so here it goes. A 12 as well. Brutal. Okay, that's really nasty, because Teeth and Nails, she's CB 6 with her Teeth and Nails. CB stands for Combat Bonus, by the way. So she's on a total of 18 right now, and she's flipped a Crow, and she already has a Crow, which means she's triggering her ability, Rot. Now let's have a look at what the our young Ice Gammon can muster. A 6, which gives him a total, this defense of 4 of 10. He's going to take it on the chin because there's not a lot he can do about it. So she's on 18, which puts her in this bracket here, and he's on 10, so yeah, that's why we're in this bracket here. Okay, she's just said she's triggered the Rot trigger, which gives her a positive on the damage flip. She does positive, I think it's positive 2 for Rot. Let's just grab the book and have a very quick reminder on that one. But I'm almost 100% certain it's positive 2 when you trigger Rot. Abilities and triggers, Rot. Oh no, just positive 1. It's plus 2 damage, there you go, that's the one I was thinking. I was thinking of Flay, which is a positive 2 in damage. But no, Rot, positive trigger of 1. You have to get 2 crows, she's got 1 there and 1 built in, so she's sorted it. Right, let's go back to that reference page. It's me knocking stuff over, that's a standard layout. Right, so she's got a positive 1 for that, no modifiers, so 2 cards, and we'll pick the highest, which is moderate. Moderate damage from Teeth and Nails, so you can see there is 2. Now, Ice Gammons, we know, do have 1 point of armour, so he only takes 1 point of damage. But hey, every little helps. And there it is. 1 point of damage. She then disappears, because she is dead. Okay, so we'll put her here on her card, and that's the treasure there. She's left behind. The dice on the base. That's a counter of treasure. Okay, so we're now going to have. I think we'll have Seamus activate next. He's going to move up to here. But why is he moving at all? He doesn't need to. He's going to stay where he is. And he's going to start by using one of his 0 actions called Womanizer. and he's going to use that on Sybil. So that's his free action, and what Womanizer does is it makes her his companion, so she can activate immediately after him. And he's now going to take a shot with his pistol at the Ice Golem. We're going to try and kill it this turn. Because, you know, we want to catch it while it's not got that armor boost from Rasputina. But he does only flip a 2. Not much use, Seamus, are you? Bloody hell. Right, he's going to have to burn more soul stones, I think. Unless the Ice Golem does something like that and flips a 1. So at the moment the Ice Golem, using its defense against this, it's got a very low defense of 2. It's very easy to hit. It's a big hulking slow thing. But plus 1 puts it on 3. Seamus over there on 2. With his bonus of 5 puts him on 7. So, what are you going to do, Mr. Ice Golem? We're going to cheat the highest we can, which isn't very high. It's only a 6 to take us to 8. Now Seamus is going to activate over here. And he's going to play himself. Well, he's not at any negatives yet to hit this guy, because he's no longer in combat. So he's going to cheat an 8 in there to put him on 13. But he's at a modifier now of -1, so he's also going to use Soul Stone. He needs higher than a 1. And a 4, that does it. That gets him there very nicely. So he's now at a total of 17 to 8 for a difference of 11. No, difference of 9, sorry. Difference of 9, not 18 to 7, Matt, not 18 to 7, 17 to 8. Difference of 9, putting him in this category again, no modifier. So here comes that no modifier flip. Oh! Severe damage with Seamus's weapon, as we both seen before, is 7. Let's go and have a look at our Ice Golem. I think that might be it for him. He hasn't got the armor bonus, so he's only got armor plus 2 at the moment, which reduces him by 2 points. So that 7 damage goes down to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's him out of there. Okay. Now, the bad thing with the Ice Golem is when he dies, he explodes. So everyone within 2 inches of him takes 3 points of damage, which is Sybil and the Ice Gammon. So he disappears, and the Ice Gammon takes 3 points of damage. Now luckily the Ice Gammon has armor, reducing that to 2 points. That leaves the Ice Gammon on 1 point of damage. Okay, and Sybil doesn't have any armor, so she takes the full 3. But she's got 9 hit points, so she should be okay. Okay, but that's not the end of Seamus's turn. He's so far only used one of his actions. So let's see if he can use some more. He is going to walk now. He's going to just walk over here. Take a little walk action, just one to about there. So you know, he's used his 4 inches. Okay, and now he's going to cast that Live for Pain ability on the Ice Gammon. So here it comes. Ooh, that's going to hurt. Puts him on a total of 21. I'll show you his total of 21. So this member is 14 and any suit he wants. And he has a casting ability of 7. Now he doesn't have any triggers, upsettingly, that are affected by his casting ability. So he can't make that into anything useful for himself, other than the fact that it gives him a total of 21. Our little friend over here, who's resisting with his defense, is on 13. 9 plus his defense, we've seen before, is 4. A total of 13. And that is the highest card in his deck. So Seamus is now flipping 1 card, and that's the amount of damage he does. 6. That's the amount of damage he does. That's a moderate damage, which with this spell is a 2/2/5 spell, so that's 2 points of damage. This guy reduces that down to 1 because he's wearing armor, but that's still enough to kill him. He has the same ability as the Ice Golem, except his is only 2 points of damage. So, Sybil takes 2 points of damage. Seamus really has made a mess this turn. Okay, I'm going to call that one there. I'll grab another video in a second. And we're back, and it's not looking good for the Arcanists. The Ice Golem and the Ice Gammon are dead to just the Rotten Bell on Seamus's side. So, Seamus used his companion ability as well on Sybil this turn. So she's going to activate immediately after his. She has an ability called Regenerate, and her ability is Regeneration with a 1 next to it. So she automatically heals 1 point of damage at the start of her turn. So let's just rub that out. Okay. She's not going to bother with the treasure. We're going to go and see if she can just put some damage into Rasputina. She's going to take her walk straight out here. And then she's going to cast Shriek on Rasputina. It's a 12-inch range spell. So she's going to do it from back here. 12-inch range, straight into Rasputina, get it so we can definitely see her clearly. 12-inch range, we're in range there, so we're going to see if we can hit her. Here comes the spell. So to cast Shriek, I need a total of 14 with a built-in crow. I've got that crow built in, as I say. So I've flipped a 10 and I've got a 6, giving me a total of 16. That goes off. You defend against Shriek with, I don't know if you can read it here, but it says resist, and it's that DF, so defense. Resisting it with her defense. Let's check out Rasputina's stats. If I remember rightly, they're not fantastic. Defense, 3. A little bit better than her Ice Golem, I suppose. Here comes her resist. Oh dear, Rasputina. You're not doing well. She's going to cheat Fate to play a 5 and burn a Soulstone to get a 4, putting her to a total of 12. So you add those two numbers together, giving her 9, plus her total of 3, giving her 12. 12 to 16 does put Sybil in this category. Sorry, you can't see it. This category here, which is 1 to 5, because it's a difference of 4. So she is now flipping 2 cards and taking the lowest. Moderate and weak. Let's have a look at how much weak damage is for this attack. Off the top of my head, I've totally forgotten. Useful as card sleeves are, they are a pain to take out one-handed. Shriek, 226. So she takes 2 points of damage from that. I'll just leave her card there, and I'll just remember that she needs to go back in that in a second. So 2 points of damage on Rasputina. She's got 10 wounds, does Rasputina. So she's doing alright for now. She's got a little bit longer she can keep going on. Okay. And it is now her activation. As well as she's doing, I still don't think she's got this one in the bag. She's going to take 2 walk actions, putting her just here, to within range to cast her spell Biting Chill on Sybil. So, Biting Chill is her hardest spell to cast. It requires a 16. With her CA of 7, that means she needs 9s or higher. So here comes the first casting of it. And that's a 1. You're resisting us this with your defense. Being Rasputina, you resist all of her spells with defense. And that's really not going to help Rasputina very much. Sybil has a defense of 5, and it's just flipped 13, giving her a total of 18. Not only does Rasputina have to now hit 16, but she has to beat 18 as well. Well, we're going to give it a go, because it's all we've got left. So I'm going to throw down 4 in place of that. And we need above a 7 now. So I'm going to burn a Soulstone, one of these, going off over there, above a 7, please. 9, beautiful, giving us a total of 20. Now the way this spell works is it's an automatic 2 damage. She takes 2 damage, so we're just going to remember, she's taking 2 damage. Because whenever you cast this, successfully get this spell off, you immediately cast it again So here it comes. 19. Beautiful. She's got it off this time. So here comes Sybil's resist for that one. There ain't nothing Sybil can do without the red joker. So she takes another 2 damage, putting her down to 1 hit point. Now what's really upsetting with Biting Chill is you can't kill things with it. You can only take them down to 1 hit point. So that spell's got to end there. But Rasputina's taking 2 walk actions. Biting Chill, amazingly, is her 0 action, as you can see there. It's a 0 action. So she's going to finish with December's... Yeah! Sorry about that, I got called away for lunch. Damn parents. Alright, anyway. So, as I was saying, we're going to have Rasputina cast December's Curse on Sybil and see if she can finish her off. So here that goes. Here's the flip for that one. December's Curse, by the way, it's just actually before we flip, let's just have a look at what we need. So it's got a CC of 14, a casting cost 14. She's got a CA of 7, so she needs a 7 or higher to cast this one. Let's have a look. That's 5. That ain't what we needed, Raspy. That ain't gonna help you. Okay, so here comes Sybil's flip for that one. Again, it's a spell against Rasputina, so it's always resist with defense. So that puts Sybil on a total of 10, and Rasputina on a total of 12. Sybil is losing this flip, but there's not a lot she can do about it. Even if she makes it even, Rasputina can still cheat Fate in there and take this up to a win. That's what she's going to do. She's going to burn a Soulstone. To add another card, she needs anything but a 1. 6, there we go. So that gives her a total there of 11, plus her casting total of 7 for 18. So it's 18 against 10, putting her in the no modifier category. So it's just 1 card. Now Sybil is hard to wound 1, so that actually imposes a -1 modifier. So there's moderate damage and weak damage. Sybil upsettingly is only on 1 wound, so that does kill her. So she goes pop. Now she also has the slow to die action. If I remember rightly, she's got slow to die. So she's just going to try another shriek on Rasputina as she dies. Well, first let's just have a quick look at Shriek. She requires an 8 or higher to cast it. So maybe she won't bother, because thinking about it, she well, she can't cast Lure on her either. She hasn't really got a lot she can do. Yeah, she's just going to give Shriek a go. It's their best bet. So yeah, here it goes. She needs an 8 or higher. And that is a 6. So she fails to cast that. Yeah, none of those would manage it. And Rasputina's defense flip, because even though she fails to cast, Rasputina still has to defend. And she gets a total of 10. So Sybil is now also dead. And it's down to these 2. That's the end of this turn. All I'm going to do, I'm going to do a little roundup at the end, because I'm actually just going to do a flip for initiative. In fact, we'll do that now. We'll do an initiative flip, and then see who gets the initiative flip. Because if Seamus gets it, he's probably won. And if Rasputina gets it, there's less chance he's won, but there's still not a lot of chance that she's won. Because she's got to kill him, and she's not going to do very well at that, and he's got to kill her, and he's quite good at killing her quite quickly. So, you know, she can kill him with that Biting Chill ability quite a bit well, but she needs a lot of soul stones to burn through, and he's got 5 remaining, and she's got 3, so she's probably not going to get it. So we'll just, I know technically we're meant to discard our cards, shuffle these, and flip back into the deck, and same thing here, but just because this has been going on a bit, let's just flip 1 card and see who'd be going first. Looks like it might be Rasputina. It is, it's Rasputina would be going first. Okay, so what we'll do is I'll just get back to you with Rasputina's last couple of activations. Right, and we're back very briefly. Sorry, that's just blurred horribly on the camera there. Okay, so Rasputina's activating first. She's just going to take a walk action towards Seamus, and then cast Biting Chill on him. So here that goes. 7. She fails to get that off. She needs a 9 or higher. Seamus' defense flip. He's got a 10, and it's against his defense, as we can see on Seamus there. Oh, beautiful, that focuses really well for once. There's a defense of 4. I can actually show you things now. Wow, the time I don't really need to show you something, it starts working. Is that the case with all of them, or just with his card? No, they all seem to work here. Maybe it's the daylight coming from that old thing. Yeah, anyway, okay, that's not the point. So she's on a total there of 14, he's on a total of 14. She's losing the duel at this point, because she's not unable to successfully cast her spell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this 9 from here, taking her to a total of 16, and I'm going to have to burn a soulstone because she really needs to do some damage here. And that's not going to help you either, Rasputin, is it? So that takes you to 17. Seamus is also going to cheat fate to a 13, burn a soulstone, and play a 12 on top of that. So that blows that plan out of the water, Raspi, because you can only use that action once, because it's her 0 ability. So she's walked, she's cast that her 0 action. She's now going to cast December's Curse on Seamus, see if she can do some damage. So here that comes. That's a 6. Really should just move this chair so I can just stand in the middle. So she's got a total of 13. She needs 14 to cast it. Seamus there with a total of 13 as well. She's going to burn a stone. Sorry, you're getting a beautiful shot of a building there. And cheat fate. There's the cheat fate card. And there's the stone. 1926. Seamus is just going to take it on the chin. So he's on a total of 13. She's on 26. So that's a difference of 13. Let's put this in the 11 plus category here. But it's good so you can read it. Hard to wound 2. So you remember that hard to wound 1 ability where it was 1 additional card picking the lowest? Seamus has hard to wound 2. So it's 2 additional cards picking the lowest. So let's just get that on the go. So she's also the positive 1, so those counteract, so it's 2 cards picking the lowest. Moderate damage, which I've completely forgotten what is from December's Curse. So let's just take a look. There's our card out of the sleeve. And December's Curse, moderate damage is 4 points, as you can see there. Wow, this is focusing really well all of a sudden. Okay, so let's just mark that down. Let's grab our pen, pop the cap off that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Put the cap back on that. And then she's got one more activation. She's going to try and cast Ice Pillars again to see if she can't at least hide herself from Seamus. And she does manage it, so she's going to drop those. You can see there and there. And hope Seamus... Well, he's going to have to take 2 walk actions to get round them. She's going to go there and there, in fact, sorry. There you go. Yeah, it's going to take Seamus 2 walk actions to get round those instead of 1, which is going to be the problem for him. But he can still give it a try. Okay. So here he goes. This is going to be Seamus's turn. It will be the last turn of the game because it is kind of going to sum it up, to be honest. So he's going to take 1, 2 walk actions to here, and then he's going to take a shot with his pistol. So here that goes, and he flips a 7. Here's Rasputina's defense flip, an 11. She's got a defense of 3 as we saw, so that gives her a total of 14. He's got a skill of 5, giving us a total of 12 here. So he's going to cheat fate with this crow, taking him for a total of 14, and he's going to burn a soulstone, so just put that one down here out of the way. Flip another card. 14 plus 12. Okay. Rasputina is going to burn her last soulstone. Final one. To pull a 9. It's not quite enough by the look of it for Rasputina. She's on 23. While Seamus over there is on 26. But it does put us in this category here. So he's at a -1 to his flip. So it's 2 cards take the lowest for Seamus. That's a moderate damage. And that's a weak damage. So he does manage to get 4 points of damage out of that. I haven't actually put her back in her card, but I will just add 4 dots. 3, 4. There we go. 4 dots on there. As I say, I'm going to call it there. I've played a lot of turns, but it's kind of unlikely that Rasputina is going to hold out in this situation. She's a lot lower on wounds, she's run out of soulstones, and Seamus probably isn't going to go down to Biting Chill if she doesn't have those soulstones to buff it up, so she gets it off a lot. She didn't get very lucky when she kept pulling up her hand, and when Undead Psychosis was successfully cast on this guy, so he couldn't attack things in combat, he could only do shooting attacks. That was pretty brutal. Anyhow, I hope you've enjoyed this bat rep. I hope it's giving you a bit of a feel for how the game plays. And I'll get back to you soon, hopefully with actually one of my friends playing, not just me showing the game off. So, see ya. Bye.